This, hey, it's another Tri-Dimensional Thursday, man, and I'm back to do another game. This is my sixth game, right? Yeah, it's number six, and this is the game against Tobias Weber. I was playing black. Tobias was playing white. This is my first game back with him. And see, when did I play this game? We started Monday, December 20. Oh, my screen just went crazy on me. December 2nd, 2013. And we finished on Tuesday, January 14th of 2014. So it took us a little bit over a month to play this game. Back in those days, we used to play via Yahoo email. We'd email each other the move, and we'd even date stamp it. Because I think you had like 7 days or something to reply, or I can't remember. It's kind of works with the group. I mean, we what we do is we create a post, and you should comment your move, and then the next guy comments his move, and typically you would think that you should at least make your move once a week. I mean, a game. I mean, that would take a really long time still, but you know, we have lives. I mean, come on. I've missed so many Thursdays. It's unreal. This, so I understand we have lives, but come on, if you want to play and you've got the post going, let's give it good. And that's why I really gotta knuckle down and do these videos. Um, so yeah, you typically you would want to make your move, one move at least a day, and probably finish the game within a month. And I think that's what we pretty much did. It was about maybe sometimes we would make two moves a day, um, and end up teaming a very kind of long game. I'm gonna try to keep up with the cheat view here too, because I really believe this cheat view really helps you to really get to and really understand how tridimensional chess works, and to try to get you to realize it's chess, really no different. I mean, the only thing that's really different is the board. The board is playable. You get to move the little attack boards around, creating squares, but for the most part, I mean, and I think that's why. I mean, I was immediately fascinated by it because I've always loved chess. I mean, I've been playing chess since, oh boy, I think I was maybe 8 when I first learned, and I think I really got serious maybe when I was around 14, maybe. I don't know, man. I mean, not no, maybe a little later than that. My 20s. Uh, no, because Brianna was born, and that's when I would. So yeah, 23 ish, 22, and yeah. So I just love chess, man. It's a fascinating game. The logic, just okay. Well, that's a whole nother day, right? So let's get into the game. See here, I go with. He opens up with. Got the right game here. I just swore he opened up. What? 1 second here. Let me make sure. Oh, you guys can't see the menu. Want to do that? Just make sure. Yeah, I thought so. He played B4. Let me back this all the way back out now. No, because I'm still on the wrong game. Look at the top of the screen, it will tell you. Man, wrong button here. Come on. Yeah, 54 moves. It's gonna take a minute. Might have to do half of it now and half of it later. Come on, why is it not going back? Is this the F7 key? Yep. Hello? Why is it not going back to the beginning of the game? Am I gonna have to play it out on Parman? Wow. This is what happens when you go live, you know? Always get these kind of stupid shit. Yeah, it's not, F7 is not working. Matter of fact, I think it froze on me. Okay, complete. Wow. Yep, okay, so let's just play the game out. Let me get this to the side so I can see the moves. Oh, no, that's not going to work either. Man, this sucks. What is going on with the button here? Okay, so we're just going to go this then. And then let's help Harmon. No, actually we played the meter rules back then, so I need to, which would be the tournament rules. Back then you couldn't move the attack boards. Boy, what's the word I'm looking for? You couldn't move the I know to say the word backwards is not really the right word, but I mean technically, yeah, you couldn't move the attack boards backwards. And for some reason, and I had a big if with that back in the day. Back in the day, I was really into inverting the attack boards and everything. But if you've looked at our archive, there's over 100 games, and it never even becomes relevant. I mean, I think it's basically a non-move anyways, which if you have a non-move, which even with attack boards sometimes they have, which you can still move it, it's not really a non-move, but yeah, we're pushing it because we're just eliminating Zigawug, aren't we? We'll never have it unless you get it early in the game where you still can't move the attack boards anyways. Then we can't have Zigawug. Okay, so I have to move this over here so I can see my moves. And anybody alive yet? I'm so sorry. I haven't checked out the comments or anything. Can't see two things at once. Oh, no, I'm still the only one here, talking to myself. No, it's all good. You'll see it later. We all have lives. Okay. So he plays b4, and then I open up countering that b5 neutral. Because back in the day, I'm still not really understanding the openings. I get somewhat of the queen's opening and the king's opening, but not like I do today. Because if he had played b4, I think typically, well, b5 isn't bad, but yeah, because it kind of stops you from playing c5 or a5. He's just going to lose a pawn right away. So actually, I think, and then bringing the knight out, well, that's just bait, right? So b5 isn't bad, you know. I mean, trying to hold your own. He plays knight b3 white. I play knight c6 neutral. He plays a3 white. I'm playing c6 black. And now I'm see I can get that bishop out. See, that's why I like the c pawn opening, because it with this get the bishop out over there, and then you get the queen on that file too, and bam, that's a strong diagonal, and you get that file, get a castle in, and now you got the rook on that file. Well, it can be deadly. Okay, so c6, then he plays c3 neutral. Bishop, here comes the bishop on black, d6 black. Bishop d3 white. a6 neutral. c5 black. Wait, what? Oh, now he plays c4 neutral. And I play b4 white, because attacking my pawn now. Do I take the pawn? He's just going to take back. Yeah. Might as well just bulldoze on through. I mean, what was the point of? It's kind of hard to put in my mind. I mean, 2013, that was 6 years ago. C4, and I play b4 white, bypassing it, because I got the pawn protected with the knight and the bishop. So that's why I pushed the pawn. Because taking the pawn, it would have put the bishop here and have those squares. Kind of don't want to give those diagonals up, or those white squares. Okay, so then he plays a3 neutral, because he doesn't want to take the attack. No, he wants to back it up twice and have it protected by the queen. So now he's got the double pawn, so I mean, I could take either one. You get it? It doesn't matter. It's still the same matrix. Nothing changes. It's, again, another demonstration on why picking what board you want to play on is really pointless. It does not really matter. It's just for looks. Okay, so then a6 black. So I got my double pawns now too. And it's backed up by the bishop, about to be backed up by the queen too, because you played knight. Or so yeah, I mean, this is a fairly decent opening. I think one may consider, I mean, the game is still new, but I think these aren't bad book moves. I think still anyone's game. So after a6 black, he plays c5 black, attacking the bishop. Can't take, so because you lose, and then the knight. So you gotta retreat. And we play bishop b8, going back home. Now, why? c7 may have been a better, because at least it gives you this diagonal. You still can't go to them as squares, but at least you kind of like cover them, you protect them, you counter protect them. And it allows the queen to come to b8 instead later. So C, the B8. I don't know. I don't think so. Looking at it now, I don't. Probably would have played C7. Okay, now he plays Queen D3 neutral. Uh-oh. Now he's got... These more squares under his control now. Knight C7. Because we gotta protect these pawns, right? So that's what's basically happening here, is where this center square here is under a major, if the fight's going down. A white takes B4 white. And why did I just let him have that? That's really odd, because I just let him have the pawn. You can't take back, because pawn takes back. So how I missed that? That's why he played c5 black, because he knew I'd have to back the bishop off, and then he could take that. Or what? Yeah, because he could have taken it then. But he brought his queen out instead. Okay, moving on. Queen A7. Knight D4 white. Knight takes B4 white. Getting the pawn back, but A takes B4 white. So why would I give up a knight for a pawn? Wow. Okay. Knight B5 black. Knight takes B5 black. Yeah. Then a neutral takes B5 black. Oh yeah, I think, by the way, I think we're under a severe thunderstorm here. It might get crazy. It was really, really hot today, so we have a lot of high pressure over us. Got up to 90. So how about this storm coming in? I bet it's about to hit us hard. Okay, then rook A0, rook A9, knight C3 white. I castled kingside, but obviously can't cancel queen, already moved that rook. B neutral to B5 neutral. Rook D8 black. Rook A1 white. Oh, now he's got an attack order loose, doesn't he? Oh yeah, I remember this now. It's coming back a little bit. And then D6 black. Because now I got that rook on the 5, I can bulldoze his pawn through, can I? Oh, did I play the wrong move? 17 is... Oh no, D6 black, I was right. Okay. He plays T3. C takes B5 neutral. So what's he gonna do with that? He takes my pawn, take it. I don't know what the attack board move is for, because I keep forgetting you got this move. See, it doesn't attack with that pawn right there. So not much of a move. Bishop Z4. Oh, that's right. You wanted to get the bishop on there. Bringing down and pinning my rook. Well, no, but putting the rook under attack. It's not pinned because I have the pawn protecting it, protecting the king too. If the pawn wasn't there, then that rook would be pinned. Wouldn't be able to move. So he's a sneaky little devil getting that. But what? An easy rebuttal to that, right? Either the bishop. Well, the pawn doesn't really work. Because then pawn takes. And I guess you could bring the bishop in or pin the pawn. What'd I do? Bishop C7, yeah. Bishop B2. So he's backing off. D takes C5 black. Getting that queen under attack. Queen C2. Queen B6 black. About to bring the rook into play. And didn't I just... I wonder how come I didn't take the pawn. Weird. So 22 is he castles, which allows me to c4 white. What, did I miss that pawn again? Because I would rather attack the bishop. What was it? c4 white. So what's he got with his bishop? That bishop is dead. Cannot move. Because there is no other c2 square, so that bishop, I guess that's probably why I made that move then. Because that bishop is lost. And I guess if you're going to go down, you might as well take it. Does he? No, he does not. Oh no, he does. Bishop takes c4 white. And then b8, no, b black takes bishop. Rook dd1 white. A takes c5, and thus capturing the attack board, which I don't know why he even allowed that. That rook move was probably a major blunder there. Because now I control this attack board. You even notice how the color has changed. And in the real world, the colors don't change because you got to know whose attack board is whose. Because within my rule set, if the piece on the attack board is opposite of the color of the stem and it's not a pawn, that attack board can move to any adjacent pin. If you capture an opponent's attack board, you have complete control over that attack board if it's not a pawn. If it's a pawn, pawns can only move forward. Let's keep it real. Pawns don't move backwards. It's just fundamental. And okay. So next move, 25, rook A, B1. Yeah, he was under attack. He didn't like that, huh? And I moved to T2. Yeah. And then Queen C3 neutral. I moved to T2, and I only list T2 because if I move to T2, there's only one other T2, and that's this one. Protected by the pawn, see that? And the rook, which, thinking back hindsight, you know, why didn't I just bring the rook down? You know, I mean, it's protected by the pawn. Then it would have been deadly. But, okay. Next move, Queen C3 Queen B4 neutral. Wait a minute. Bishop B7. Again, I wonder why I'm missing that rook move. Well, actually now it's like, well, yeah, oh, the knight. Okay. Queen takes B5 neutral. Queen A7. Why not just trade queens? Why is that not an option? So the knight would take, attacking the bishop. So I don't want to trade queens, I guess, and I move to A7. Knight B5 black. Queen B8. Rook DC1. And bishop A6 black. Let's kick that knight out. Oh, and the queen, yeah. One of them's bye-bye. Queen takes C4 white. What? Queen takes C4 white. Bishop takes B5, yep. Queen C5 neutral. Bishop D6 black. Queen C3 white. Oh! He said C3 white. T2. Rook A1. Rook A2 white. Again, why are we not bringing the other rook down? Oh no, because the bishop's in the way now. Rook takes A2 white. Z takes A2. And I wonder, hindsight, why I didn't take rook to Z? Because then it would have put the pawn here since I'm going to take it. Now that I give him back control of the attack board, basically. But again, because there's no attack board here, if I move, then I promote. But if I promote, then I'd lose because it's guarded three ways. The bishop, backed up by the queen, and then the rook. So you don't want to promote yet. But it is definitely a promote threat. Queen b3 white. Come on, please tell me I protect that pawn. b5 neutral. What? Wait a minute. Yeah, queen 8 black. b5 neutral. Bishop a4 white. Queen c4 neutral. Right, queen c4 neutral. Bishop z3. And this is what's really wild about these attack board now, is you can move it up the diagonal. You know, if I move this attack board down into here, I'm controlling these diagonals instead of these diagonals, which would. Oh yeah, I'm about to promote here, ain't I? 38. Rook c3 neutral. t1. And really, you don't really want to move the pawn yet either, because that would be. It would just lose the bishop. Oh. Yeah. You can definitely. Oh no, because if I do see here how to go then anyways. Rook c1. What? Bishop a3 neutral. Really? I just give up the bishop? Bishop a3 neutral. Wow. Queen. Now why didn't he take... Oh no, because the pawns, right. What am I thinking? So, yeah, that's not bad. Because it also opens up the d file with the rook. And puts a lot of pressure. Pins the bishop too. Bishop can't move, otherwise it loses the rook. Can't take the bishop because the queen comes down, and now you're in a shitstorm. Queen b3 neutral. Bishop takes b2. Queen takes b2. t5. b6 black. Oh, he wants to create a little promotion thread himself. Rook b8. That ain't gonna happen, right? d4 white. I think he's running out of moves, isn't he? Can't really move this queen because it's got to protect this square. I can't really move the pawn because it would lose. I can't really take this pawn because then the queen takes rook. But why not? I mean, queen takes, then I push. Is the queen going to come back to c1? I just... Queen, king. d4 neutral, then he plays... Oh no, I played t5 to t2. I had to mark the difference because this technically could move to t2. According not to these rules, but... So actually I don't have to really mark that. Because with these rules, when this attack board's done, I can't move it anymore. I have to get off of it to move this attack board. So this one, and then it moves to t2. About to protect that pawn, isn't it? Help it promote. That pawn wants to promote badly. King d1 white. It's about to be checked. I should be playing queen a4, but do I? No, I played bishop a2t. Queen b4 neutral, z1, it's gonna get early. Queen z2, queen a4 white, check. Rook c2, queen takes d4 white, check. I think I'm going to be putting a squeeze on him in a minute. d2, z0 queen. He should have just taken the queen, but he doesn't. Rook takes a2t. Oh, come on. And that would probably be his downfall, right? 50. Queen d4 neutral. d4 neutral. So what did I mean? d4 white? Oh no, that d4. That pawn a long time ago, did he? I got this written wrong then, because I say queen d4 neutral, and the queen is already on d4 neutral, so it must be queen d4 white. T2. Oh, wait a minute, what? Oh. Is he attacking the queens? Yeah, sure is. Queen white takes e3. Yeah, because he can't take back because he'd put himself in check. Queen takes a2 white. Rook takes b6 black. Now, what? Okay, yeah. King c1. T1 check. And I think he's forced to play king c2. Yeah. And I deliver the final blow. Queen d takes d2 mate. Well, that was a long game, guys. Sorry to put you through that. I know it's late. Well, that was game 6. I'll have to go back over it one more time someday because there were a lot of missed opportunities in this game. On my side as well. But, when you're playing, and you don't really see it. It's hindsight 2020, right? When you see it later down the road. Well, I guess that's going to be it for now. It's almost 11 o'clock. Oh my goodness. Until next week, have a Smurfy day.